Good morning. It's just getting close to 8 o'clock on a beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm out here in Vancouver, BC, and it was my 6th year anniversary inside of my business. And a couple days ago, I knew it was coming, but I didn't really get the time to sit down and think about what a milestone it is and what are the things that I've learned in the past 6 years that could help the newer people, the younger generation coming up. It did take me a little bit of time to think about this because, as you can imagine, since 2015, so much has changed. We're literally living in a new time in the world where everything is progressing so quickly. The things that we thought were, 100% guarantees are now fading away for something new. Whether it's cryptocurrency or presidency or renewable energy or digital marketing or working from home or whatever the case is, there's a lot of people that have resisted this change, and it's literally hit a lot of people like a wrecking ball. So I know personally that when I was young, that if I was going to make it in this world, it was going to be online. It was just a hunch I had. I was like grade 11, and I think it was something called Bodog, and I think it's like online casino. And at the time, I completely had like I had no idea. I was never really a tech guy. I knew how to play video games pretty well, but other than that, it was I was a normal kid. My dad was a fireman. I thought I would most likely either get into some sort of trade or start a business. I always had this dream of starting a gym, right? Like I've always been in good shape. I love working out. I always thought like what a cool job that would be to basically have people come in all the every day focusing on their health and wellness, and really being like that center influence where everybody used to come to. And that never really panned out, of course, because I'm not a gym owner right now. Still, might be one day though. But I knew that if I was going to be successful, it had to be on my own terms. I had to have complete control, and more than anything, I had to do it my way. Now, really quick, short story. I was in sales for 10 years. I left my sales career to go for an hourly wage job in the oil field, thinking that the only way to make over $100,000 a year, which basically with the education I had, which was, grade 12 educated, self-taught, that's the way to go. Oil field crash in the end of 2014, and I rolled into 2015 completely wiped out mentally, physically, emotionally. I had nowhere to go. I had no center of influence. I had no skills that were valuable at that time because I spent my entire life basically learning the skill for the job that I had. I go to a different job, I learn a different skill. I go to a different job and I learn a different skill. I was in sales for the majority of my life, and if you have what they call the gift of the gab, then usually you're pretty well set. It's just really honing your skills and making sure you find the right product. And a lot of people can do that and stay for a long, long time. And there's a lot of people like myself who kind of get the itch in about 2, 3 years, and you're looking for something better, you're looking for something new. The issue with this is every single time you move to a different job, you start back at the bottom. You go to zero. It doesn't matter how much experience you have at the other place. If you're coming in new, you got to work your way up. That's just the way it is, right? Seniority has a higher rank than actual competence and your ability to perform the job. And that really pissed me off, especially in the oil field. Like, I would go up there and there was somebody that was nowhere near as good as I was at the job that we had to do. Yet he was making more money. He got all of the good shifts. He got all of the good gear. He had the praise from the bosses and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, this is stupid, man. Like, if anything, if I have a higher skill set, I should be able to advance faster. But of course, I decided, hey, I'm going to go do something different and do this hourly wage thing because I figured, to be honest, I got fed up of working twice as hard as everybody else in a sales job and only getting so much more money because at a certain point, at a normal job, they cut you off. Generally, there's like a pay structure scale, and working at Harley Davidson, it was very seasonal. People would come in and they would buy their bikes on the sunny days. It's a sunny day right now in Vancouver, and if I was working at Harley, I would be back in the store already, getting set up, and I would miss every sunny day. So I got started in my business, and it happened at the best time in my life, which was actually the worst time in my life. I was, like I said, physically broken, mentally broken, financially broken. I spent my life savings on what I was told was a sure thing. Go to the oil field, get a trade, you'll have as much work as you want. And literally that was 6 months, and then everything just spiraled and blew up, hit the side of the mountain, and that was it. And at that point, I knew that the time has come. The time has come to do the thing that I knew I had to do my entire life. And you maybe feel like this as well. That inside, whether it's your heart or your head or your gut or whatever, that eventually there's going to be a thing, or eventually an opportunity is going to come around, or someone's going to, introduce you to someone or something or whatever, and that's going to be the thing that changes your life. Now, I was lucky enough to have this contrast in my life where I knew that I did not want to be an oil patch guy. I don't want to spend my best years of my life working away in someone else's job, at someone else's business, knowing that I could do way more. And that was actually the biggest, I don't want to say a risk, but it was the biggest fear, was to be 40 years old and stuck at a job going, fuck, man, I spent the 20 years of my best years working for somebody else. And now I don't want to do it anymore, and I can't take that with me. So I had this anxiety of like what my blueprint of my life was, which was I was always going to be successful. I've always known that, good things were going to happen to me. And then I was way over here. I'm nowhere close to where I wanted to be. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the security. I didn't have any influence. And I started to get really worried. I started looking at the people around me and wondering, am I going to end up like those guys? And I'm telling you, it scared the shit out of me. I had every reason to run, as far as I was concerned. And luckily, the oil field crashed when I wanted to leave. So it was kind of a bit of a boost out. And then I started my business. And it was a business that I've known about for 7 years at that time. A lot of my good friends were doing it. And I basically said, I called it a pyramid scheme. I said it would never work. I laughed at them. And literally, did what most people do when they don't know or don't understand something. They create doubt, because doubt is a lot easier to believe than to accept something that you don't think fits inside of your belief system or inside of your lifestyle. And this is what normal people do. And this is the thing with direct sales and network marketing, or even sales jobs in general. People that don't understand a product or a service will shit on it because it's easier than for them to accept it and then to actually admit that they just don't want the thing, or they can't afford the thing, which is generally the thing. Is a lot of people will never tell you how broke they are. They wear the nice clothes, and they go finance the nice car, and they go out to nice dinners, but they're literally living paycheck to fucking paycheck, trying to impress their friends, their family, whatever, because they're so scared to be seen as broke or to be seen as a failure. And this holds so many people back from their greatness, which is really a sad thing, because, everybody can do this. There's no reason why you can't, at the level you're at, which is you are the accumulation of all of the generations of evolution in your bloodline. So think about that. Every single one of your ancestors, that goes all the way back to when we're monkeys and trees, you have evolved into the most perfect specimen. And you go, well, I'm not a tech guy. What do you mean you're not a tech guy? Can you use your iPhone? Can you use a PlayStation? Do you know how to boot up your laptop? Then you know how to learn technology. You've proven to yourself that you already know how to do it. So it's not that you can't learn, it's that you're scared to learn because you don't think it's going to be worth it in the long run. And along the way, there's going to be some shit. It's the way it is, right? If you want to learn how to play the piano, you're going to spend hours, weeks, months, years in front of that piano trying to learn the keys. It's just, what are your priorities? And for a lot of people, we have been brainwashed into thinking that the security of our day-to-day job is actual security. We went through 2020, most people lost their jobs. Most people lost a lot of their savings. Most people had zero backup plan. They had no center of influence. They didn't know any other skills. And for some reason, we have this mental idea that staying at your 9 to 5 job is security. And what we do is a pyramid scheme. But it's like, if you think about it, every single job on the planet, if it's a job, it's a pyramid. Because if it's not a job, then you're a business owner. And if you don't own the business, you're not at the fucking top. Like, boom. Case closed, man. Done deal. If you have a job, you are at the bottom of the pyramid. You're at the bottom. So when you say a pyramid scheme, you are literally talking about the situation you're in if you have a normal 9 to 5 job. You are in this scheme and you will never get up. You will never be the owner of the business. I'm pretty sure your boss isn't going, you know what, man? I've had enough. Would you like to buy my hard work, my years, my vision, my energy, my focus? Would you like to buy that from me? No, it doesn't happen. Your boss would rather say, hey, listen, I'm just going to go on the beach over here. I'm going to put you into assistant manager. I'm going to put you into vice president, but you'll never get to the top. So you are in a pyramid scheme if you have a job, okay? So get that straight. Get that through your head right away because this is important through the rest of this call. It is, so the first one. So let's get into the 6 tips. Number 1, the risk is worth it. The risk is worth it. Plain and simple. You are risking staying at a job and you're risking starting a business. I've said this on many calls before. 2021 is the year of the risk. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You are having to risk yourself because we don't know what's going to happen next year. We don't, man. Like, if aliens came here, I would not be surprised. I would be pretty like, yeah, that fucking makes sense. Yeah. But we got what? Murder hornets. We got COVID. We got the election. We got global warming. We got Black Lives Matter. We got how many other things are we dealing with? The next crisis is around the corner. So the thing is we don't know what's going to happen in a year or two. So you're taking a risk by staying at your job, your security, your pyramid scheme. You are risking it by staying in there. You are not secure. You are not in 5 years or 10 years down the road. Who knows if your job will even be there? Elon Musk is creating some pretty crazy shit out there. You know, we got self-driving cars. Okay, for instance, the airline industry, one of the biggest industries in the world, has literally cut their jobs down to 95%. You know what? Like, if you would have told me, a few years ago, is traveling going to go out of style? What? Are you serious? So all of this sort of progression in this world is changing the way that we make our money, the way we invest our money, the way we spend our money. Currency is changing. The goddamn currency is changing. This is nuts. So the thing is you're gonna have to take a risk. Like, this is the time. Whether you're 18 or 88, you're gonna be taking a risk by either staying at what you're doing or progressing forward. Look at oil and gas. Everything is moving over to renewable energy, solar, electric cars. The president in the United States is going very progressive. So these things that you thought were going to happen are happening right now. Right now. And for a lot of people, they're hanging on to like it's the Titanic going down. And it is crazy to see some people that are not willing to change the way that they think. So the thing is starting your own business, changing jobs, investing, whatever it is, you're going to have to take a risk this year. There's just no way around it. But the thing is the risk is worth it. And if you're able to work on your belief system, you're going to have a lot easier time getting on board with this stuff. So one of the big things that I struggled with at the start was I thought that I knew or what I knew was concrete. I grew up in a a house full of firefighters. It was a very conservative upbringing, and I thought getting a trade, investing my money, getting a side trade if I was a fireman or something like that would get me to where I wanted to go. My dad was very, very focused and like, this is how you do things and this is how things get done. And if you do other crazy shit, then that's the risk. And now it's the complete opposite. Staying at your job is the biggest risk that you can take right now. I would rather try and fail at something than get 5 or 10 years down the road and go, shit, what if I would have just put in some effort? Or what if I took that chance? Like, oh, where would I be? Because I'm 35 years old now. And one of the big things I've realized is you don't go backwards. You don't get younger. You don't get more time. You don't look younger. You are who you are. And as you progress through life, you're either growing into the person you want to become or you stay stagnant. And unfortunately for a lot of people, this was the year that everything kind of cracked open and you had that big aha moment. Okay, so the first one is the risk is totally worth it. Number 2, not everybody is going to support you or see your vision. This is really, really important because at the start, when you want to do something different, if you want to start your business, if you want to, I guess maybe starting a restaurant right now maybe wouldn't be the best business in the world. But, if you're doing an online business or you want to do something virtual or whatever, you just want to do something different. Not everyone's going to support you. Not everyone's going to see your big picture. And this is really important because a lot of the people that we hang out with right now, whether it's your friends or family members or your coworkers or even your kids or whatever, they may not be in the same mental space as you. They may not understand what you've gone through and the thought process and the belief in you, that belief that you have something to give to the world, that what you're doing means something. And this holds a lot of people back, especially the family. Your parents telling you that it's great. Your parents telling you that they're in a pyramid scheme when they've worked 40 fucking years at one job and haven't retired yet or have retired and still work on the side. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. It's like, dude, you're 60 years old and you're still working. Like, that's a pyramid scheme. If that's not a pyramid scheme at the highest level, what is a pyramid scheme? Oh, it's like where you do all the work and the guy at the top makes all the money. Yeah, that's your boss, bro. Like, that's a pyramid. That's exactly what a pyramid is. And then not only does your boss make all the money, but you get taxed 40% if you're doing well. And you got to get up and go to a job early. And then you got to sit in traffic. And, you got to put up with politics at work. And then you got to sit in traffic again. And you got to do it again for 5 days out of the 7 days of the week. How is that not a pyramid scheme? Like, anyways, So not everyone's going to support you in your journey. Not everyone's going to see your vision. Okay. So, the thing that you got to really nail out of this topic is listen to the smart people. Don't listen to your friends. Don't listen to your mom and dad. Don't listen to your neighbor. Don't listen to anybody that you wouldn't trade bank accounts with. Okay? That is my personal advice to you because I spent a lot of time, especially in that first 7 years before I got into this business, listening to people that had no fucking idea what they were doing in the first place. And what I realized is they were scared that I would go ahead and do this stuff, and they knew that they're not brave enough to do it. So it causes them harm. So instead of them supporting you for you to become the best version of yourself and get ahead and hit all these goals and do these things that you want in your life, that they know that they're not going to do on their own, it is way easier to say, no, man, that's a pyramid scheme. That's not going to work. That's stupid. I can't do that. So you shouldn't do that because if you do that, then I look like a pussy. Straight up. That's how it goes, right? People don't want to see other people do better than them. A lot, especially in the middle class. The $40,000 to $80,000 a year mark, people do not want to see you become successful. And them sitting on the sidelines going, fuck, I'm not brave enough to do that. Look at him. Man, he took that chance in the pyramid scheme. And he's built value and grown as a person and traveled the world and, become his best. And I'm too scared to do that. I can't risk that because I don't believe in myself. That's basically what's happening when people say it's a pyramid scheme. Whenever someone tells me it's a pyramid scheme, I immediately I'm like, yo, man, is it a pyramid scheme because you don't think you can do it? Or do you think it's a pyramid scheme because you just don't understand it? Like, which one is it? Because it's not that it's a pyramid scheme. Because I'm living proof that it fucking works. And I have a team of 1,000 people around the world that'll also tell you it works. How many, if you walked into your job and you said, hey, is this job making you successful or not? Is this job making you the best version of yourself? I bet you 90% of the people say, fuck no. This job puts food on my table and that's it. And most people go to work and do this much over getting fired. It's like, this is excellence. This is fired. I'll do this much. So, again, listen to the people that are smarter than you, that have been through the process before, that have results that you can see, that you can hear, that you can feel. Talk to those people. Those are the people that are going to go, you know what? You're a boss. I know you can do it, man. High five. If you need anything, come to me. I will definitely help you out. No problem. Absolutely. You got this. And your buddies at work go, fucking pyramid scheme. That's never going to work. Oh, you're stupid for investing in that. It's like, why the fuck would I listen to you? It's funny. Arnold Schwarzenegger said when he was coming to America, everyone said your accent's too thick. You don't have the body to be in films. And you know what he said? What the fuck do you know? And what happened? Came over, Conan the Barbarian, perfect role for him. Terminator 1, perfect role for him. Terminator 2, woof! And his career goes to the fucking moon because he believed in himself. So don't listen to people that you want to trade bank accounts with. Because most likely, they're not trying to empower you. They're trying to hold you back so they don't have to change. All right, number 3. If you want to make more money, you have to be willing to put in the work. There is no way around this. This goes back to our jobs. Most jobs, you have a job. This is your job. This is your skill set. We pay you to do this. When I was in the oil field, I would, give them advice. Hey, I think we could do this a little differently. Or I think it'd be more efficient to do it this way. Or, hey, that's completely fucking backwards and wrong. I'm going to have to do that again. And you know what they said to me? Just do your job. Okay. I'm just a cog in the fucking wheel over here working away. Like it's crazy. Like for a lot of our jobs, you are paid to do what you do. When I was at Harley Davidson, I was acting like a sales manager. I was trying to make deals. I was helping out the team. I was doing all of this sort of stuff. You know what? Leave that to Rich. Okay? Or, trying to do financing and try to get people's deals done or try to, build parts. Nope. That's for the parts guy. That's for the FI guy. Do your job, Kev. It's like, well, I can do more than my job. I'm inspired. I want to help. I want to do things. No, we don't pay you to do that. Do your fucking job or get out. So we're so used to doing the bare minimum of work that you need to get done, especially if you're in construction. Because most construction guys spend the majority of their day trying to find ways to not work. Getting paid to take a poo at work or getting paid to squirrel on your phone or getting paid to have a smoke on your smoke break. I know guys that literally took up smoking so they could go outside 5 times a day and have a fucking smoke break. Like, that is crazy. That to me is that's mind numbing. Like, I couldn't believe how just what a shit attitude. You know what I mean? Like, imagine being a boss and someone taking up a life-changing habit that kills you because they would rather sit outside and smoke for 10 or 15 minutes at a time than actually do work that they're passionate about. Or obviously they're not passionate about it because they're not doing it. But like, it just blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. I just was like, this is the dumbest thing in the world. All right, guys, go have your smokes, right? So the point is when you get into business, you are going to have to hit full throttle. There is no parade. There is no fucking plaques on the wall. There is no rank advancements, no paying off your mortgage, no traveling the world, no setting your kids up for life. None of that comes without 100% work, 100% effort and commitment. You must be willing to give everything. LeBron James isn't LeBron James because he half-asses it. Michael Jordan wasn't Michael Jordan because he half-assed it. You know, Lewis Hamilton isn't Lewis Hamilton because he's half throttle. Wayne Gretzky wasn't Wayne Gretzky because, you know, he just passively passed the puck. The people that are the greatest put in everything. You lay it all on the table. You don't give a shit, which goes back to number 2. You don't give a shit what anyone thinks about you. Because if they're not here to support you, then don't who cares what they think. They're not. If the people that want to see you win will give you credit, will pump up your tires. And then when you fail, which will happen, they'll help you back up. That's what we're looking for in our lives in this world. Most people are so scared to give 100% because they're terrified to look like a fool or to falter or whatever the case is. Hold on a second. That's a little better. So they're scared. They don't want to look like a loser or look like a failure. That's how it works. You don't know whether you're doing enough unless you're doing enough and failing or it's working. That's it. But how many times have you been at your job and been like, man, you know, this job's great, but I'm not giving 100%. Every single job I went to, whether it was working at a gym, working at Fastenal, selling Quick Curve franchises, selling cell phones, selling energy drinks, selling Harley Davidsons, I never put 100%. Maybe 85%, maybe 90% at sometimes, but I never gave it 100%. Why would I? It's not my business. My name's not on the door. I wasn't the CEO or the president or the whatever. It wasn't my business. So I never put 100% into it. So the thing is like, when you get into business and you want the money and you want the success and you see the guy that's crushing it and you're like, oh man, I'm going to get there one day, but you're not willing to lay it all out on the line, you're not going to get there. So the reason why I was so successful in the first year and a half of my business is because I hit rock bottom. When I was in the oil field, I was out of shape, I was broke, and mentally I was completely done. I was at the lowest point in my life. I couldn't get any lower. So there's nothing for me to lose. It was the blessing in disguise, because if I would have had that money in the bank still, if I would have had that little chip on my shoulder of I'm the best sales guy at Harley and no one could beat me and whatever, then there's no way I would have taken this business as seriously as I did. But it was the up, oh, I'm going to make it, and then the crash. It was the devastation, the realization that even at the darkest times in my life, when everything was going wrong, I still survived. I was still okay. I was still in the game. I was still in the fight. It's just like Rocky. Boom! Rocky gets knocked out. They're like, stay down, you're getting fucking beat, bro. Who keeps ringing that bell? He gets back up, right? Keep swinging. And in Rocky 1, he doesn't even win. He loses. But it's not whether you win or lose, it's how, where's your perseverance? Because people don't buy into your business and your leadership because, you tried and it didn't work. No, they buy into you because you're a fucking beast that never stops. That you have a vision of the future of what life can be like if you just keep going. If you believe in yourself. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for the support. Everyone knows that they can do it. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care your economic background. There is a little bit of spark or fire in you. Everyone has it. Everyone's been successful at one point in their life or another. whether it's playing Little League or getting that A plus in school or asking out that girl or guy or whatever and them saying yes. We've all had wins. We all know what it's like to triumph. People are looking to get around people that bring that out of them. And you got to prove it with your actions, with your grit, with your tenacity, with your ability to get hit and get back up. But you got to be willing to put in the work every single day, no matter what. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what. You get up, you're focused, you're driven, and you put in the work. Now, of course, some days are going to, be, crushers, and some, you take a day off and you do this or go here, or you enjoy the fruits of your labor. But at the start, it's like an airplane. Imagine you got on an airplane. It's like, hey, this is your captain speaking. So we are going to be taking off here and hitting Cancun. But we figured, fuck it. We're just going to give it 40% throttle here. I think it'll be enough. We've seen other people do it. And, we're just going to see. We got other shit going on. We just want to see if it works first. Before we give it our all, we want to see if it works. You'd be like, what? No? Get me off this fucking plane? Like, that's not how it works. The majority of a plane's takeoff, like the power is in the takeoff, or the fuel is burnt in the takeoff. Once you get up to 30,000 feet, the air's thin. You're cruising, bro. It takes almost zero effort to keep that momentum going. But at the start, you got to move from a dead stop to 250 miles an hour or whatever your takeoff speed is. Like, you got to get moving. You got to prove to everybody that doubted you. You got to prove to yourself that you're willing to give it all, because no one is going to get into your plane at half throttle. Why would you? Especially when that guy or 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 girl or that girl or that or whoever is willing to put in that work. I would much rather get that behind somebody who has the tenacity and the willpower and the mindset to go the distance than the guy that has the skill set. Because skill set without actual power is like a gun without, or a bullet without a gun, or a gun without a bullet. One of the two. There's no point. One without the other gets you nowhere. But if you have the tenacity and you're willing to learn the skills, well, you can make as much money as you want. I've literally seen people in this business with half the skill set, a fraction of the skill set of some of the people that I thought were going to absolutely crush it. And they blow them out of the water like they're standing still. Why? Because they get in every single day. They're in the trenches. They're learning. They're taking notes. They're listening to their audios. They're reaching out for help. That's another reason. Some of the people that are pros, they're too prideful. They're not going to reach out and admit they can't do something. Where people they don't know anything, they're like, fuck it, I don't know, I'm brand new, man. I need help on everything. So if I need something or I'm stuck, I'm going to reach out to you. Is that okay? It's like, fuck yeah, man, absolutely. Then you get someone who's supposed to know. Just like the people that are rich when they're actually broke. Oh, I don't want anyone to know I'm broke. Or I don't want anyone to know that I don't know how to do this. And they don't get anywhere. And they end up quitting. Or they don't quit. They just don't do anything. And they pretend that they're doing something and they don't get anywhere. So the point of this point is you got to be willing to put in the work. Admit when you need help. Reach out and put in the hours. The plane's got to take off. Full throttle. Fuck what anyone says about you. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep 100% focused and get what's yours. All right. Next one, which is kind of moving along with the topic. Stay committed to your business and your team. This is the number one reason why I see people fail in business. They do not stay committed. They think, oh, I'll try it for 3 months. This is the worst attitude in the world. I'm going to try it to see if it works first. It's not, imagine going to the gym and being like, yeah, so I'd like to lose some weight. So I'm going to come here for a week. If it works, I'll come back. If not, no big deal. It's like, well, if you've never been to a gym before and you've never worked out and you are completely green, working out on its own isn't going to get you to where you want to be. It's working out, it's your diet, it's proper sleep, it's drinking enough water. You know what I mean? It's rest days. You need to learn it all. So, what makes you think you're going to learn this all in a month or two, or even 3 months, or 6 months? You got to give yourself minimum 1 year. Minimum. And when I say a year, I don't say a year of being in the business. I say a year of this is my number one priority. You know what I mean? It goes, yeah, health and family, business. Not health and family, my job, soccer practice, playing the violin, whatever it is. No, business at the top. If not, then, like I said, no one's going to buy into your vision. No one's going to want to get behind you. You got to be 100% committed on your business. And if you're not committed on your business and you're trying to juggle all these different things, multiple streams of income or multiple, passion projects or multiple whatever, most likely you're not going to put in 100% effort. And wouldn't it make more sense to say, okay, I'm 30 years old. I'm going to live till I'm 60 or 80 or 100 or whatever it is. Not 60. I'm used to saying retirement 60, but like 80 or 100 or whatever it is. Take 1 calendar year and say, this is the year that I've made my business. This is where I built my foundation and I got my business started. Or do you want to drag it through 5 to 10 years and get mediocre results and never get any team leaders and never get any momentum in your business? Take a year and say, this is what I'm doing. It's like if you were to go to college, you go to college and that's your focus. You go there for a year and you go there every day and you do your homework and you study and you give it your all. So you have to stay 100% committed to your business and your team. You have to put more focus in your development within inside yourself and your team than you do need to on the money side, because the money side is going to come. The money side will come with the growth, but your income will be a direct reflection to how you grow as a person. So a lot of people will get into business, they email blast all their people, they start doing water shares, and it's like, hey, what book are you reading? Oh, I'm not reading. I like audio. It's like, well, it's not the fucking same. You know what I mean? Are you meditating? No, I'm not meditating. Sometimes I do this and I like to focus, and that's my meditation. It's like, stop beating around the bush. Stop trying to find shortcuts. You know why reading is different than audiobooks? Because you are visually seeing it, plus there is your visual and your auditory parts of your brain overlap. And that little overlap part is how you can read inside of your mind. Because this is a fairly new thing that's been evolved over the last 500 years. People never read in their head. They read out loud. So reading is important. And if you can't do it, it's even more of a reason to pick up a book. Doing audiobooks is awesome, but you're not focused on the content. Oh, I listen to audios when I drive. Well, you're focusing on driving most likely. Yeah, your subconscious takes over a lot of the work, but you're not 100% focused on reading. When I read, I'm focused. And people go, well, I read a line and then I go off into la la land. Well, that's why you need to read. That's why you need to practice. That's why you go into the gym and build muscle. You got to work on the habit. Don't cut corners and what you think is an easier way to do a thing that you need to do. This is a cardinal sin. This is the number one reason why most people don't get ahead in their business. It's because they think they're making progress when they're not. Oh, I post. I don't want to reach out to people. I'd rather just post and have people come to me. If you're not willing to take that action, then you're never going to learn your sales skills. You're never going to learn how to open a conversation and ask the right questions and to hold someone's attention through and to do closing calls and to do follow-up because you're not getting into the mix. Oh, well, I don't want, people to see me. It's like, stop making the fucking excuses and go do the work you need to do. Don't skip on your stretching and meditation or your visualization because you think you do it somewhere else. Don't say that you only listen to audiobooks because you don't have the time or you can't read well or your mind wanders or whatever the case is. Don't say you don't like doing sales, so you rather just post on your social media hoping people are just going to magically come to you and the sale is going to do it on its own. Or follow up or whatever it is. Don't cut the corner because you think you have an easier way to do it. You will not build the momentum. You will not get the excitement in your team. You cannot ask your team or your people to do something that you have not done yourself. So, stay committed. No shiny ball. Invest in your people, okay? All right, number 5. Your growth comes when you let go of your past. This one is probably the hardest lesson for people to learn. If you want to become a better version of yourself, something in you has to die. You have to let go of a belief to create a new belief. Jordan Peterson said it really well when he said, your belief system is like Jenga blocks. And for a lot of people, if you push out one of those blocks, all of a sudden your tower gets unstable. Right? And what do? You push it up, another block goes on top. You push out another block goes on top. So the thing here is if you want to learn how to manage your money differently, you have to let go of the money beliefs you had before. If you want to become a better salesperson, you have to let go of the belief that you're not a good salesperson. My biggest thing was tech. I'm not a tech guy. I don't like it. It frustrates me. I couldn't even program my VCR when I was a kid. I was like, how the fuck do you work this thing? I just wasn't, I don't want to say technically or mechanically inclined because, I'm mechanically inclined, but it was like technology, whatever. Clearly, as you can tell, tech isn't my strong suit, but I'm constantly working on it. I've opened the door to the belief that I can learn anything if I feel like it's actually worth putting in the time and effort to learn it. So instead of me saying, I'm not a tech person, or I'm not a salesperson, or I'm not an extrovert, or I'm not whatever the case is, which is the reason why people say they can't get into business. They're not good enough, they're not smart enough, they don't have the time, they can't learn the tech, they don't have the belief system. If you're not willing to let those go and to empower yourself to become that version, then you're done. You're done at the start. There's no way you can make it. It's you gotta let those things go. And like I said, if you're taking advice from your mom and dad, or if you're taking advice from your best friend, and you would not trade bank accounts with them, or you would not trade lifestyles with them, then most likely, if they have the same belief as you, that's what's holding you back. If you share the common beliefs, this is oil patch to a T. The government is fucked. I'm overworked and underpaid. I'm overtaxed, which that one is true. There's only so much to go around. You gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. I remember looking at these guys being like, yo, you guys have the brokest mindsets in the world. There's no way I'm going to be successful if I hang around with you fucks. Straight up. I was like, I got to get as far away as I can from the people that think the way that they do. And you could tell because when you start reading books and listening to audios and doing trainings and showing up to meetings and doing all of these things you do when you start your business, you go back to your job, and I hear this all the time with the blue collar guys. It's like I go into work and I'm just like, holy shit, like you guys are just miserable. Just miserable. Because one guy pipes up, blah, 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 and you get, everyone supports this viewpoint. And you're like, that's not right, guys. Like, no, it's your responsibility. You decide to fucking be here. If you don't like it, go get a different job. If you want to learn how to, save money on taxes, learn how to save money on taxes. Oh, blah, 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 blah. It's always someone else's fault. It's always someone else's problem. It's like, no, man, it's your fucking problem. You're responsible to figure this out. If you don't like it, change. Oh, I don't like change. The world should change. This is the left and the right now. The left thinks everyone should change. The right thinks no one should change. This is why we have this divide in our country right now. It is crazy to think like how extreme we've gotten on either side. It's like there's got to be a middle ground, like there's got to be willingness to learn something different, to adopt different types of perspective, or you're never going to get what you want. The reason you don't have what you want is because you're not willing to do what you need to do to get what you want. What other reason is there? Oh, well, the world is fucked. Well, then adapt. Oh, well, I'm not smart enough. Well, then learn. Oh, well, I got all this shit going on in my life. Well, figure that stuff out. Problem solve. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to take inventory of what's going on in your life and to simply figure out what the fuck you want and then go after it. If you want to be a digital marketer, learn how to do what we do. If you want to be a business owner, go to school, learn how to be a business owner. If you want to be a carpenter, learn how to be a carpenter. If you want to go to space, learn what it takes to go to fucking space. If you want to play the guitar, learn how to play the guitar. Just do it. Get rid of the bullshit. Get rid of the limiting beliefs. Get rid of all that stuff that's holding you back, and you know what it is. Because it's that thing that's stuck in like the pit of your stomach where you're like, ooh, I don't want anyone to know I feel this way about this thing. It's that shadow. All of those things that you push into the past. Those are the things that are holding you back. And the thing is if you just had a little bit of evidence that what you're talking about or what you're feeling is wrong, that'll support you and get you going. And that's why we're so successful as a team. Because we give you that spark. We give you that little bit you need to go, oh, wow. Wow. Maybe there's a little bit of life here. Maybe there is a little bit of light. Maybe there's a little bit of warmth. Instead of all this coldness that you put on yourself of, I can't do it, and self-doubt and self-criticism and, all of this sort of stuff that we do. 80% of our day is spent criticizing ourselves for the things we're not doing and have already done. That is mind-numbing. This is the reason why people stay at their job. Oh, well, I don't want to make another mistake. I don't want to make the wrong move. It's like, well, do you have anybody giving you support or helping you figure out what your goals are? Or are you just running this consistent loop of bullshit of the things that you've done wrong and the things that could go wrong in your mind, and then you never do anything? Which is 80% of the time for people that, like myself in the oil field, no center of influence, no people to look up to, no education outside of my job, belief systems that were faulty. And you just stick and just beat yourself up over and over again. And all you need is that little push. It's like being stuck in the snow and spinning your tires. Sometimes you just need a little push, get a little momentum, and all of a sudden, whoosh, off you go. And then once you know how to do it, you get to help other people. And that's how you build the momentum and how you build a team. And you create the freedom and you have the time and energy and resources to go learn the things that you know is going to make you better. That's how you do it. So whether it's tech, whether it's reading, whether it's money management, just realize that if you need help, just reach out to somebody. Reach out to me. I have no problem giving. I'll just send you just some videos. It's literally that easy. Hey, man, go watch this on YouTube. Hey, man, go read this book. Go listen to this audio. Go do this one thing. Oh, shit, man, I never thought of it that way. Wow, thank you so much. No problem. When you're ready for the next tip, let me know. And then the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And eventually, that big Jenga block thing reaches to the sky. And it's stable because you know how to build. You can do it. And the last one, number 6, the most important one, is belief in yourself. You gotta learn self-compassion. You have to learn all of those things I was talking about in the last tip. The self-doubt and the limiting beliefs and all this sort of stuff. You have to learn how to empower yourself. There was Elon Musk. Well, it was just a meme with his face on it. But he might have said this. He says, if you need motivation as an entrepreneur, don't be an entrepreneur. And it's so true. You have to learn how to bootstrap up yourself, because the risk, not everyone else supports you, the having to work hard, the staying committed long term, the growth comes with letting go of things in the past. These are all things that you need to deal with. And you have to be your coach. You have to be your biggest supporter, your biggest fan. You know, I remember Laura, when we got started in this business, she's like, babe, you know, I'm your biggest fan. And I loved it when she said that. It made me feel so good. Like there's someone in my corner, like, oh man, this really makes me feel empowered, like I can do anything. But deep down inside, I knew I had to be my biggest fan. I get up every day. I tell myself that I'm my hero. I write it on my mirrors. Amore fati, which means love your fate. Because I believe in myself. I believe that I have it. I know that our team and our system and our Legacy Builders funnel, I know it's going to work. I know it's going to work because I'm not going to stop till it works. I'm not going to stop until the vision of people coming in and selling a quad every single day and being able to market and learn these skills and to build teams and empower themselves. I'm not stopping until that gets done because I believe I can do it. I know I can do it because all I got to do is learn the skills and apply them. Take inventory of what happens and change what needs to be changed. To stay focused on my goals. 2, know that the risk is worth it. To know not everyone is going to support me. To put in the hard work to get the money. To stay committed to my business and my team. To focus on my growth and let go of the past. It all comes down to belief. Belief in who you are. Belief in what you have. The belief of what you can accomplish. Belief of what you can do to impact the world and other people. I know you can do it. I know every single person can do it because I hated on this for 7 years. I said it was a scam. I thought no one would be able to do it. I thought it was a waste of money. And a lot of people around me said the same thing. Oh yeah, it's a scam. Oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Guess what? Those were the people. Those were the people that didn't support. Those are the haters that didn't want to see other people to get ahead of themselves. Tick off that box. It was their belief system. Tick off that box. So they didn't want to put in the hard work. Tick off that box. It all comes down to belief. If you believe in yourself, your confidence will go up. And there's enough for everybody. There's not a certain amount of success out there that if I get it, you can't have yours. You can have everything you want in your life if you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to just believe in yourself. To believe you can do it. To believe that you have what it takes. I believe in you. I know you can do this. So these are my 6 tips after 6 years of being in business. I hope you got some value out of that. I know that even just going through this myself, I feel good. I feel happy. I want to give you like a big virtual hug if you need it. Tell you that you're awesome. Put a smile on your face because today's a good day, especially in Vancouver because the sun is shining. And again, go after what you want. Spend a lot of time working on yourself, working on your belief system. And more than anything, if you need any help, reach out. And I'd love to give you some more tips. Enjoy your day. Thanks for watching.